Salam Rofagha, my name is Neil and welcome to my channel. I made this YouTube channel to improve my English speaking while I'm talking about my favorite things like books and movies, and probably in the future, not really far future, I'm going to post some vlogs and daily content as well. You can also follow me on Instagram. I will post many things there. So for today's video, I want to talk about Hannibal the Cannibal. The Silence of the Lambs is a 1988 psychological horror novel by Thomas Harris, published August 29, 1988. It is the sequel to Harris's 1981 novel Red Dragon. Both novels feature the cannibalistic serial killer Dr. Hannibal Lecter, this time pitted against FBI Special Agent Clarice Starling. Its film adaptation, directed by Jonathan Demme, was released in 1991 to widespread critical acclaim and box office success. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture. I love the book, and I remember that I read the book 10 or probably 15 years ago, and I'm not quite sure if I could really understand all of the things that happens in the book at that very young age. But now, after rereading the book, I feel like that I could just absorb all of the things that the book is trying to mention and talk about it. And not to mention that I was stunned from all of the details, all of those things, all of those subjects that this book is talking about it. The fact that this book was released in 1988 for me is mind-blowing. I don't know anything about American history or American culture or the situations that Americans were in it in those years, but I think this book was definitely ahead of its time, and the things that Thomas Harris just mentions in the book, they are really interesting. I did not expect them at all. While I was reading it, I was constantly shocked by the things that are happening in the book. As far as I know, that Thomas Harris is a psychologist. I have some of his books in my bookshelf, as you can see here. And I think his knowledge actually really helped him to write this book successfully, because he knows about all of those ups and downs about, you know, humans, people's mind, you name it, you call it whatever you want. But I think that he was very brave to talk about all of those things, all of those subjects in the book, and I think he did a great job with it. One of the things that I really loved about this book was the fact that Thomas Harris tried to humanize every single character in this book. There wasn't any perfect, flawless character that they know everything correctly, that they know everything basically. There is no perfect or flawless character. Even Dr. Lecter, as a cannibalist, he has his own boundaries. He looks at people as normal people dealing with their lives, and he just has his own point of view toward things. And I think this is why that Dr. Lecter is an interesting character. The chemistry between Dr. Lecter and Clarice is astonishing. It's really sweet. Every time that Dr. Lecter and Clarice were talking to each other, I couldn't get tired at all. I didn't get tired at all while I was reading just conversations, just them talking about different things, different issues, just trying to trade their information and ideas and their memories to each other. It was quite interesting. Dr. Lecter, I love you, man. You're you're one of the best characters in the history, I believe. I think he's not the best, but he's one of them, definitely. Now I really want to talk about the book in details. There are some subjects that Thomas Harris mentions in his book, so I'm gonna spoil some part of the book, and you can continue watching this video because I'm going to talk about the movie as well at this time. If you haven't read the book, jump to this time. We are going to talk about the movies at this time. Two subjects that Thomas Harris just touches on in the book is sexism and transgenderism. Thomas Harris tries to show sexism in FBI as an example of the way people see women in the culture by showing men's gaze toward Clarice while she's minding her business, trying to do her job in the best way possible. And we can see that men's gaze happened to Clarice multiple times, and she has some struggles because of that while she's trying to just simply do her job. I believe that Clarice is a deep and brave woman. She is not one of these feminist characters that they have no flaws. They know everything in the correct way. They know everything and they think that men are stupid. They do not need anyone to help them. And I really love that although she's not perfect, but she's trying her best. She tries to push away all of these obstacles, all of these men gaze toward her, and be a professional and do her job and be an FBI agent and help to solve a case. And that's it. She just wants to help other people. She just wants to solve this case. And she just does the things that she thinks that they are correct. But that doesn't mean that she thinks actually everything that she does is correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference that you're trying to do your best based on the things that you know, with you think that you know everything. And because of that, everything you do is correct. And anyone can't question about anything about it. And the thing about Clarice is that she knows her place. She knows that there are other peoples that she has to respect them, like her superiors, her trainers in the academy. And we can just see it. She has some kind of respect toward other people. And we can see that how she respects other people and how other people respects her because she is just trying to be a good human being. We can see that Dr. Lecter respects her, and in some point he tries to protect her. Or we can say that Agent Crawford tried to respect her and help her. I just love that. I love all of those kind of connections between people. There wasn't anything like, yeah, men are stupid, yeah, women are stupid. There was actually human being connection. They were trying to do their job as human beings regardless their sex, that they are male or they are female, and they were just trying to do their job and find a serial killer. However, there are a lot of things that happens to Clarice, and it's really saddening because we all know that these things even exist in 2023. But in some parts, when I read the book and I saw that how she tries to manage those kind of sexism moments, I enjoyed it. And that was a perfect example of a brave woman who just wants to do her job, and that's it. In the book, Thomas Harris mentions transgenderism in some points in the book, and I think he is a brave man for talking about these subjects in 1988. He shows us Buffalo Bill, the serial killer who they're trying to catch him in this book. He's a psychopath, and he thinks that he's a transgender. While he's not. He's not a transgender. He's basically just a psychopath, and he tries to solve his mental issues by transitioning himself to a woman, by just peeling off women's skin and make a women's dress for himself. And listen, Thomas Harris is not like, yeah, transgenders are evil, they're crazy. No, he's not like that at all. He is just saying that, listen, transgender people are decent human beings. They are just trying to mind their own business, live in this country, and they're not harmful at all. The thing is that Buffalo Bill is a crazy man. We can see in the book that before all of those things, Buffalo Bill had mental issues. He was abusing other people, and he wasn't stable at all towards his mental problems. And I was really shocked. I was like, oh my God, look how he tried to make a case from this particular group of people, but at the same time respect them and say, listen, transgender people, I know you are decent humans. I know that you are just trying to live your life without any harm, without anything, but we are just talking about this crazy psychopath man. He's not like you. He is not a transgender. He thinks in his imaginations that he needs to be like his mom in order to be happy. He's just crazy. And he's crazy. You're not. You're doing, you do you. We respect you. Try to live your life in the best way possible, but we are just basically talking about this psychopath man. That's it. The reason that I'm just trying to explain this subject a lot is that I've read some comments that they thought that his book, his story is hateful, it's sending hate towards some kind of people, and I was like, no, he's not. We have multiple things, we have multiple scenes that the doctor is saying, that there's a doctor in the book, that there is this doctor telling that, listen, these people are good people, and Crawford's like, yeah, I know that they are good, but we are just looking for this crazy man. So they're not sending hate toward anyone. And I felt that we need some kind of explanation for that. And yeah, let's go into the movie. The movie is a fast-paced movie. They really tried hard to put every single detail from the book into the movie. They really did their best. However, we know it's not going to happen. This is not how movie industry works. They needed to just squish some things, cut some details. That's understandable, right? We know that. But I think they could do some of the details in a better way. I love the movie. Listen, I love the movie, and it was fantastic. Judy Foster was amazing. Anthony Hopkins is one of my most respected actors. I love him so much. I respect him so much. He is perfect. And I just enjoyed. I liked to see more from Crawford. I couldn't see anything from him. I thought that his character in the movie was kind of lame. He didn't have any depth, just like the Crawford that we see in the book. How respectful he is toward Clarice, how a decent police officer, FBI agent he is, and he has some struggles in his life, and we couldn't see any of it in the movie. And I get that it was kind of extra for them because I think they had to just I think the timeline of the movie was like 2 hours or something like that. I think for that time, for 1991, 2-hour movie was kind of long movies. But anyway, I loved it. The actors were phenomenal. Everything was super good. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I think that they were really loyal to the book in the movie. And yeah, basically I have nothing to add. I think everything was really fine. The directing was okay. Well, it's an old movie. We cannot just expect, to have, very modern cinematography. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't bothering at all. However, I watched some new movies and they were definitely so annoying. I'm not talking about the Doctor Strange, the madness of multiverse of madness, whatever. That was really disappointing. That was really disappointing. Yep, I have nothing more to add for the movie. And go and watch it if you haven't. Or you can read the book. I recommend to read the book first and then watch the movie, or you can read the movie and then read the book. But this is what I recommend. I recommend to read the book first and then go and watch the movie. It was fantastic. And if you enjoyed that, go and watch the Hannibal TV show. The TV show is based on the Red Dragon book. It's super good. It's very interesting. It has everything. The cinematography is perfect. The storyline is perfect. In some points, it's getting somehow boring, but overall, some scenes in that TV show is more artistic than some of new movies that we watch. And I loved it. I think I watched the TV show twice or 3 times. But yeah, the TV show was perfect. Read the books, watch the movie, and then watch the TV show. Just do not watch the Red Dragon movie. The one that Anthony Hopkins, I cannot say his name correctly. The one that Anthony Hopkins and the other actor plays it. Yeah, don't watch that. That's just a waste of time. Go and watch the TV show. It's much, much, much better than the movie. So take care of yourself, and I hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.